Yeah.
I thought that was like an established, I thought it meant established in 27, and I was like, what?
It's East in French, which when I came across, it was such like a weird, obscure like shirt. I was like, yes, because also Alex Kovalev was, aside from Sure, maybe he was probably my first favorite player, but then it was Kovalev.
I remember him.
Was my favorite player as a kid.
He was good.
When he was with the Habs. Oh, he was fucking. I loved him. Was very sad when he left. The same offseason that Koivu left was not a good offseason.
Yeah, that's rough.
But yeah.
Koivu.
That was also the offseason they traded McDonagh away amongst pieces in a trade that got Scott Gomez, the guy who didn't score for 2 years.
Scott Gomez, let's go.
Boy, that's got to be like a top 10, top 5 offseason.
It's real bad. It's real bad.
Holy.
All right, well. It's weird because the season after it, they made the conference finals, but that was entirely Yaroslav Halak and Michael Camilleri.
Oh, was that year? The 2010 was it?
Yeah.
Or 2011?
Michael Camilleri.
It was the Michael Camilleri and Yaro
guy.
Halak show. He was amazing. Loved him. He was a great Hab. And then they traded him midway through a game.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
In Boston.
Wow.
The Habs they've had a time. In my time watching them, it's been something. It's been something. It's always dramatic. Let's say that.
Yeah, you've not been bored. We can say that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fifth Line Podcast. Once again, 3 of 4. That's okay. What do we got to talk about today, gentlemen? Just some off-season chisel.
Off-season.
But last week, we told you that Luke Richardson was going to Chicago, and we said maybe Benny will leave a comment, and he did. But he's here, so we're gonna get a real life comment from him.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, it's probably gonna be just rehashing most of what I said in that comment. But Luke was flawed as a coach, but the one thing that he always was he was liked by the players a lot. He was a really good communicator, and he was a really good motivator. His defensive strategy left some things to be desired, but also the core of defensemen that was given to him left some things to be desired as well. But I think a good indication on his strengths came last year during the playoffs, when Dom Ducharme went down, and honestly, it went down on a COVID. He got COVID and he had to be out for I think a stretch of 6 games.
That was the Vegas series, I think.
That was during the Vegas series, and that was some of the best hockey. It was the back end of the Vegas series, which was some of the best hockey they played that entire run.
I remember that.
Bar none was it was great. So I mean, I don't know if that was his audition. It was a pretty good audition. And I think he'll be good in a head coaching role. He seems to just be a really clear, concise guy. He knows what he's asking of his player. Everybody seems to like him. And I think in a situation where Chicago is going to be going for a rebuild, they're going to be losing a lot of games probably. They need a guy who's just going to kind of be our calm, steady presence. All right, we'll just got to keep working on these things and eventually get it. Because it's going to be some losses this year. I think it works out. For Chicago.
Yeah. Cool. And that's the other thing is a lot of people don't say the head coach, his job is motivation. His job isn't really to tell the players how to do this, how to do that.
Yeah.
Because they're NHL players, they don't know how to do that.
And I'm sure there's been some really good head coaches that are just really good tacticians that also have some of the input that a lot of assistant coaches usually do too. But yeah, I think that's oftentimes you'll see really good John Cooper. He's great, but at this point, what is he doing with he's just kind of pushing the right to do. Yeah, he's just pushing the right buttons because he knows these guys at this point. Yeah. But that also just makes him a really good coach.
You just read my mind. John Cooper was the first person I thought of. Mike, when we were watching that documentary behind the scenes, in that in the Isle series,
the Quest for the Cup on ESPN. Yeah, we watched.
It's just John Cooper, that's kind of all. He's just very. He was almost you're like in the Stanley Cup Finals, but you're laid back about it. But it's because he's everything. He's prepared as much as he can. He's just there.
He is a lawyer.
Say certain things.
He knows when to say the right things at the right moments.
Yeah,
He made. So I don't even know if he made. I don't know if he ever actually practiced. I think he went through the school, and then was like in between getting a job, and like that's when he was asked to coach his friends.
Oh wow, yeah, because he started in high school, with high school hockey, right? Which that's such a meteoric rise to like
from high school all the way up to Stanley Cup,
yeah. But Luke Richardson, I think he'll be a good coach for Chicago. I do. I mean, I'm happy for the fact that he got that because he's been a really just nice presence to have around the team for a good few years now. And it'll be sad to see him go. But then also at the same time, his sort of way of thinking defensively is what the new management group kind of seems to be moving away from with a lot of their moves. They're moving towards more mobile, more puck moving kind of defense, more modern defense, where Marc Bergevin still had everybody. He would always consistently have at least 4 or 5 hymns on the team, which Marc Bergevin was a role player for all of his career, so that might be a problem. But so I think it is like a needed opportunity for them to kind of get somebody new in. Who that is, I ain't got a fucking clue. But yeah, I think it seems like a thing that was probably going to happen eventually anyway, because Martin St. Louis is probably going to want his own guys at some point. So like, I'm glad it can be a situation where a guy that was really good for the team and I liked gets a job somewhere, he gets a head coaching job somewhere, and then also gives the Habs a chance to kind of shake up the coaching group a bit.
The Coke. So shake it up.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us could put it any better.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, we'll move on here. So the off season, it's started, but it's not really started because free agency. What, Ben? You thought it was the 13th, July 13th.
I'm gonna look that up right now. I'm pretty sure it's 13th though.
So the free agency hasn't started yet, and obviously the draft hasn't started yet, or happened yet. So there's really not a whole lot to talk about. But that being said, Tampa's got to make some moves.
They do.
So they're getting going early. So Nick Paul had a sick postseason. He had a pretty good end of the regular season. You know, he did okay. He had some cool flashy plays. And then he kind of showed the kind of player he is and what you're getting him for in the postseason. That dude, let me tell you. And it's not, I don't see it from his like the score sheet because he doesn't put a lot. Yeah, didn't put a lot on the score sheet really. But
he had some big goals at times.
He had some huge goals.
He wasn't lighting it up though. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I watch him play, he's so big and he's so good at collecting the puck when it's just bobbling around like through players, and he's so good at fighting through checks. It's just I've never seen anything like it.
He's an extremely useful playoff player.
Yeah, like, exactly.
Just he's built for that.
Yeah.
So
also just a great two-way player in general. I remember he uses his size defensively to the fullest advantage. I think, right? Like you talk about his size offensively and gathering pucks, but same thing. And on the defensive side of the ice, just so good.
Yeah.
I remember there were plenty of times where I think in the Toronto series because I watched a large chunk of that. It'd be like, oh, someone's on a rush or someone's doing something. Their stick gets lifted. Who is it? Nick Paul, back checker.
Yeah,
he's a good back checker too. Yeah.
Great player.
You know what he reminds me of? The only place he doesn't remind me of this player is on the score sheet. But he reminds me of Andre Palat. He's a little bit bigger, but he's a good forechecker. He's a good two-way player, and he's always on the back check. But they locked him down.
And scores in
big moments. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they locked Nick Paul down to 7 years, which is a bit long. But I think they did that just to get the per year cost down. 7 years, $3.15 million.
Yeah.
I mean, that's there is nothing to complain about.
Also, yeah. with the 7 years, like it's very clear that by year 4, the Tampa's probably going to have to be in teardown mode at that point anyway. Like, for 4 more years from now, they're like, this is going to end at some point. So that's not that big a deal.
It's going to end, but also because of the way that Tampa has, because of the way that organization is, because that organization is, I don't know how you can look at that organization and not say they're the best in the game.
What's it like having a well-run one? That must be nice.
Pretty nice.
Although I'm getting used to it. Like it feels like it's going in the right direction, but like what's it like to have one?
It's real nice because here's the thing. I looked at I was looking at the cap friendly because I was looking at McDonagh's contract, and there are on the forwards list that they played with this year. I think there were two trades and maybe 2 signings. They had the 2 trades and 2 signings. Everybody else was drafted by them. So they just have an insane, ability to bring these players up and develop them.
Are you telling me you can actually bring players up and they can play well?
Yep. You heard it here first.
That's insane.
Gentlemen. But yeah,
I've not had that happen since I don't think like Brendan Gallagher. So there's got to be somebody else in there. But
so I would say in 4 years, yes, they'll be in teardown mode, but also maybe not. Maybe they'll find their next players.
If it is in teardown mode, I feel like it'll be a very short teardown. It'll be like a 1 to 2 year teardown mode, and then be right back at it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Because you got to remember, we got Point still.
Yeah,
we're gonna have Hagel still. You never know.
That Hagel contract is gonna be big for the next 2 to 3 years because that's how long it.
2 more.
Is. 2 more?
Yeah, okay. 2 more at 1.3. Yep.
Oh, that's so good.
It is.
That's so good. Oh, damn.
Although I will say he's been disappointing. Compared to what he was doing in Chicago, but we'll see.
He was playing hurt though, right?
In the playoffs. Well, for a lot of the playoffs, he was hurt, right?
Was he? Was he one of the hurt ones?
He was one of the hurt ones. I forget the injury, but I can hold on.
But then also, like, I feel for the fact that like sometimes when you get a guy like at the trade deadline, that little of runway isn't always enough time for like a lot of things to fall into place, like with your new team and everything. And I think given like a training camp to kind of settle in and a whole regular season to find like a role for him, I think he'll be a useful guy.
Yeah. Well, probably. It's not even like he played.
Better be for those first round picks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And 2 fucking prospects. But
it was a really big.
It was they paid a lot. Like he was a good forechecker, but they paid so much. Like they brought that guy in to score.
Yeah.
So hopefully he ends up doing that next year. We'll have.
I think he will.
I think so.
Because he'll probably get a decent role because you're probably going to lose some forwards. What's your free agency looking like?
We're losing Palat. He could slide into Palat's spot.
Yeah.
Or I would assume we're going to lose Palat. Well, actually, let's talk about that. So we signed Nick Paul. So right now, they're talking to McDonagh, who has a full no trade. They're talking to McDonagh, and they're trying to figure out a way that they can trade him to, somewhere he'll enjoy, whatever.
Does he want to come back to Montreal?
I would guess no.
Probably not, but fuck, I'm still mad about that. But anyway,
they're trying to move him because here's his contract. He's got 4 more years at a $6.75 million cap hit. Now he's
he's a
really good defenseman, but that doesn't help things.
He's an awesome player and he does his job, but that's too big of a cap hit for a defenseman that's not scoring.
Yeah.
So they're trying to move him, and he's 33 years old as well. So he'd be 37 at the end of that.
Yeah. I bet Seattle would be all over that. They honestly got cap space for days.
That's very true. That might be one.
I think that was one of the teams I thought that was interested.
Might be.
I haven't heard anything about it. I was just thinking that because they have all of the cap space in the world.
And that's also if McDonough's like, sure.
Yeah.
Like, man,
living in Seattle would be cool.
Dude, he's got his boy Yanni Gourde there.
I mean, all that's true, but Dude, Seattle, it rains 364 days out of the year.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of rain there.
Did you
I don't
ever
know if I
hear?
want that.
Did you ever hear the story on 32 Thoughts? I think it was, or no. It was on the Steve Dangle podcast, and it was the reporter for Seattle.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, when it's sunny, they like go out and take pictures of it because they don't ever see the sun.
You know what?
Any Seattle listeners, can you confirm?
I can speak on that because I've
Seattle
been twice. I mean, for short vacations, I haven't lived there.
Yeah.
But no, but when we were there, yeah, it was when it's sunny out, everyone's out doing stuff. They're like getting their stuff in before they have to be inside.
Nice. All right, then.
A couple times I went to Vancouver, Canada's Seattle. I liked it. I loved it both times. It was
great.
great.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Well, one thing I will say too, I mean, I don't know. I hope not to keep it. This is about McDonagh, but Seattle's the area near the arena because I walked through that when it was just about finished. Like, it was so nice. I feel like players would want to play there, but like you said, I don't know.
I wonder if he's at the point where like, I got 2 cups.
Yeah, it could be.
Go play somewhere. Like,
it could be.
But also, if I'm him, no, I want to play here. What do you fucking like? I want to stay on Tampa.
That's the thing. Like if I'm him, I'm like, fuck off. I'm staying here. You guys. Listen, I'm here, guys. All right, you're gonna have to figure something else out. Yeah. At like my very last, like if I'm him, I don't know.
Unless you're sending him to like Colorado or something.
Yeah,
like,
unless you're sending him somewhere else that he can win. But
that's like a fucking powerhouse team. Like,
I don't know, dude. Even if I'm him, I might just retire. Dude, you're in Florida already. You've been living there for years.
Yeah, but
you've got 2 cups. I mean, yeah, you're still good, but like
if he's still in good shape and like he wants to keep going, then
that's true.
He wants to keep going.
That's
like,
true. That's true. I forget a lot of these guys.
How old did you say he is?
He's 33. So I forget a lot of these guys. Like it's like the motivation is just because they love to play.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Here's a hot take.
I'll hear a hot take.
I don't know if he enjoyed playing under him, but we know John Tortorella is the coach for the Flyers, and McDonagh was a Ranger during the John Tortorella era.
He was.
Do you think he would maybe go to Philly, who is in desperate need of capable NHL players?
I would say that would be the first good defensive ad they've had in a very long time.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
They really knocked it out of the park with Risto for a first and second. Yeah. Oh God! Well, and then Ryan Ellis, who was injured the whole year.
That's what I was gonna say. Somehow Tampa would pick up Ristolainen's contract, and then he'd score 45 goals. He'd score 45 goals.
No, the Tampa effect is very real.
As a forward, not a defenseman. Come on.
Oh, hey, there we go.
No.
$5 million forward.
The Tampa effect is very real, but I don't think even that real. I don't think even that could save Rasmus Ristolainen.
No, Jack Johnson outperformed Rasmus Ristolainen. The Colorado effect helped him out.
Yeah,
but yeah,
old Jackie.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree with you guys. Yeah, McDonagh. Yeah, you're in Tampa, right? What?
Why would you want to?
I cannot think of a good reason to leave Tampa. If I was a player on the Tampa Bay Lightning, no way.
Unless you really hate the Heat.
I got the
number. Get a lot of money.
It's in the contract. No.
So do you know how it's not? It's actually not a no move. It's a full no trade. Is that essentially the same thing?
I think I want to say the difference is no trade only protects against not being traded, and no move means you can't like be waived or like sent down or anything too.
Okay.
I think. I am not positive on that.
Okay. Well, I mean, that sounds right.
Sense.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Or it might be the other. I don't know. There's a difference between the two, but either way, he has some control of where. And the thing with those things is they're also individualized. Like some will be like full, like to every team. No, you can't. Or some will be there's like a list of like 10 teams that you can't, but everybody else.
I think those with the short list of teams you can be. I think those are modified. Those are called modified no trades.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't know. I'm not cap friendly. I don't know all these.
That would make sense though because, that would make sense, and they're not going to waive him.
Yeah,
because you don't want
he would certainly be gone.
You don't want to lose him for nothing.
No.
But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Apparently they've been talking about it, so he hasn't just straight up said no. So I mean, maybe they'll move him out, which I'll be sad to see him go. But I mean,
Yeah, it's one
we
of
could
those
really
things,
use
right?
that cap space. So
Yeah.
Also, Mike,
yeah.
real quick, Brendan Hagel had a foot fracture during the Florida series, and he just played through it. Yeah, through the Stanley. Yeah, that's
not
crazy.
great.
It's the second
Alright, well,
round.
that
So
makes
From the
sense.
second
that's why
round through the cup final, goddamn.
Through
Yeah,
that Ranger
so-
series as well.
The fucking
And he kept blocking
X-ray
with
of
his foot too.
Nichushkin. Oh my god,
That was
it
bad.
Nichushkin?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was Nichushkin.
How
was
do you
bad.
get that foot into a skate? How?
Well, that probably was once it was in the skate. It probably was. It's holding everything, so that was probably
but
not the worst part. But
the best
yeah,
from
God.
any like when you put your foot in the skate, you got to like really kind of wriggle it or like and get it in there. And
I could see a trainer maybe like unlacing the entire skate,
And
pulling the
getting it,
tongue back,
really
placing his foot in there,
literally
putting
as loose
it,
as
and
possible.
then
Probably.
that's the kind of thing, dude. That's the kind of thing you could end your fucking career doing that.
Yeah,
With a foot that broken, the bone was like, it was like what?
Erik Karlsson.
So if that's the foot bone that I'm thinking of, that's the same thing that in the Last Dance documentary, Michael Jordan broke that, and they were like, you can't play. If you hurt this again, you're gonna be done forever. And that's the same bone.
Cup final.
That's the difference. That's the difference between hockey and basketball.
Well, Nichushkin, he's like,
probably
I'm gonna
not
get
smart,
paid.
but like,
Oh yeah, it's not smart
next
at all.
year.
It's very not smart.
And I'm a Stanley Cup champion. Let's go out.
Yeah. All right. So in the last two things on the Bolts, they got two more UFAs. Palat. I don't think they re-sign him unless he takes the discount. And Jan Ruda, who I could see them re-signing for like 1.5.
Yeah, that doesn't scream like big contract to me. That's probably going to be pretty cheap.
Ruda will probably be back. Palat, I'd be surprised. If he tests free agency, somebody else will be able to give him more money, and they will, because he's a good-ass player. But
I wonder, though, like, he's somebody that's been there for so long, has been so good in the system, like, it depends on how much more he wants to win. He might just be like, I mean, hey, we got a good year. Like, it's an insane run they've been on. Like, it's nuts.
They still have the core.
So like, why would you want to leave that? Like,
if he wants
as somebody
money,
who's
that's
been, but like, I don't know. It depends on if like his thought process is, hey, this is enough money for me to be fine, and then keep winning.
Well, his contract was 5.1.
Do you think they
for
give
a
him
long time? I think
that again.
They can't afford to give him that again.
Unfortunately,
I know they cannot.
It's so funny. We keep saying, right? Yeah, like for every player, it's the same, right? It's, well, why would they? I mean, they shouldn't leave Tampa if they don't have to, but it's right. Tampa's faced with, well, one of these players is gonna have to leave, and they have to figure out a way to make that for cap.
I wonder,
like they have to.
I wonder if, I'm actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like maybe Nick Paul getting signed like that right off the bat is kind of signifying that, okay, he's like, okay, this is our guy, then we're going to go with this because it's going to be a cheaper cap hit, and then Palat, you can do your thing.
Yeah, and the other thing, it's a cheaper cap hit, and the other thing is he's 4 years younger, maybe 5.
27, I believe.
Yeah, he's 27. I think Palat's 31. So,
well, there you go.
Nick Paul's 27?
Yeah, he's only 27. Yeah. It's a little older than I thought he was at first.
I thought he was younger, yeah.
I think he's not. I don't think he's played that much in the show.
Huh.
I think that's why. But yeah, so there's those two UFAs. But here's the thing: next season, boys, is going to be quite interesting for the Lightning because they have. I was telling Benny this earlier. They have Sergachev, Chernak, Cirelli, and Ross Colton are all RFAs.
Oh boy!
So.
Oh boy!
We may be seeing some.
Really not ideal.
We may be seeing some what are they called?
Somebody's got an offer sheet.
Offer sheet. That's it.
Because if you do like an even like slightly overpriced offer sheet, at that point, Tampa's gonna have to be like, I mean, fuck, like,
pretty much, yeah. They'd be like, oh, well,
that really sucks.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That's why I'm like, I think this is their last year really to push for one, but we'll see.
Yeah.
What about you guys? You guys got anything with your teams going on in the off season?
Off season.
So far, anything?
Has there been
Rumblings?
anything on the Isles end, Eric?
I mean, it's kind of weird. It's God, I hate this. The off season sucks with Lou as your GM. You just don't hear anything ever about anything. I mean, so all right. First thing, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the Fiala trade, but the Islanders were at one point rumored linked to Fiala, but cap reasons and other reasons.
They've also been rumored linked to one of my boys.
One of your boys, Josh
Anderson.
Oh yeah, that was. It's so funny. I read an article, on Isles article on that, and they were like, "Yeah, that's nothing's probably gonna happen."
Yeah, I know. It was some cycled around Twitter.
But
as soon as
sorry.
As soon as it's rumored, doesn't Lou just cancel it?
I mean, that feels a
Connor
very
McDavid to the Islanders. Lou's like, nah.
It's like, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, I know, Ben. I was thinking about it though. Josh Anderson, he'd be perfect for the Islanders. He would forecheck hard.
Oh, he definitely would be.
And then they'd lose 1-0. Then they'd lose 1-0.
Have him.
Yeah. You're like, take him. No. In all seriousness,
he was fun.
Though,
he's fun, but anyway, we'll get to that.
Fiala is, I don't know, like when I look at the Islanders, Matt Barzal, right? He's that playmaking forward who can score, but scoring isn't, that's not exactly what he's there to do, right? He's there to mesh well with a goal scorer. And Fiala could have been that, but I feel like Fiala also is kind of more of that playmaker kind of player as well. I don't know, just felt like a weird fit for the Islanders. But the two targets they're looking at, allegedly, right now, are Johnny Goodro and Phillip Forsberg. And the thing with both of those players, as much as, oh my God, either of them had an Isles jersey on, that'd be awesome. But Calgary, I believe, has the cap space to offer Goodrow some money. And he just had a rebound season, so they are probably willing to, give him that money if they feel so.
Yeah.
And Forsberg, that's tough because, again, Nashville, right? You look at Nashville, they're always like one of those teams like on the edge. Are they rebuilding? What are they doing? And Forsberg, again, he is on a team that has the cap space to give him money because they have a lot of young players. So unless the Islanders could do some moving of those older players like your Josh Bailey's, your Kyle Palmieri, I just don't see it happening.
How many years
it's
does
weird.
Kyle Palmieri have on?
That's a good question. I want to say like 3 or 4.
Oh shit! I was gonna say if it's like 2, I was like, I will take him for Josh Anderson.
Yeah.
Josh Anderson's like 5 more years.
Oh, Palmieri would do great in Montreal too. It's funny. I should check cap friendly, but I don't know.
What are your hopes for what's going to happen this summer, Eric?
It's weird to think about because my hopes are that they just get a goal scorer, and it just feels like they're in such a weird rut to do that because of the team that they've assembled.
Kind of does.
I just don't like. My fear is that you lose a bunch of stuff to get a goal scorer, and then it bites you in the ass.
Yeah.
Like if you get rid of a bunch of stuff, the thing that worries me about the Islanders, I don't think this season is a good reflection of their defensive core because Polak was injured, and like I don't want I hear people talking about Pelech and Polak, like get rid of one of them. Like
no,
really,
get 'em out.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I know Noah Dobson has really bloomed into a good defenseman, but so then you have Polak, Pelech, and Dobson.
It's nice to have 3 good defensemen,
exactly. So it's just like it's one of those things.
Yeah.
I think a big story for me would be if the Islanders would move Anthony Beauvillier, and I know he was linked with the Habs at one point, Ben.
I would love that.
He sounds French, is he?
Yeah.
Yes, very.
My opinion might be a little colored by the fact that like every fucking game he's ever played against the Habs, he scores. Like I don't know if he's that all the time or if he just gets up for those games because he's a French Canadian.
Yeah. I think it might be B.
Yeah,
it probably.
He seems like a fun player.
Yeah, But the thing again, right? So he very capable of being a great player for many teams. Young player, lots of upside. This season did not help boost his trade value at all.
Yeah.
And he did just get signed. This was the first year of his contract. I think they signed him
5?
for here.
Is it a 5x5?
No, he has 2 more years remaining. It was 3 years. It was 3 years.
Okay.
It was a good little deal. It was a good little deal.
Little bridger.
So yeah, so I think that helps in the sense that because it's such a short contract, and the team was like, we'll go for it. Also, Ben, to answer your question about Palmieri, he has 3 years remaining. So I thought it was 4, but it's 3.
Better than 5 or whatever it is.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing. I also think this season the whole Martin, Cizikas, Clutterbuck line is just they're like running on fumes. Those guys, as much as I love them, they're banged up. No one's ever together. Someone's injured, so one of those guys is probably going to go. I'd imagine it's Clutterbuck. He could probably be useful.
How are you feeling about Pajot's contract right about now?
Pajot's contract?
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of center, man, I just don't really have too much going on, and at least he can win face-off.
Yeah.
And the contract, the contract itself.
What's he making?
5, I believe.
Okay.
It's fine.
But like, no, it's.
I mean, at least you're not paying him like goal scoring money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To not score goals.
This is the first player that comes to mind. Pajot, that's a good question.
28.
I think he's in his 30s by now, wouldn't he be? He'd be in his 30s by now.
So what you're saying, 28?
That was my guess.
Mike?
Yeah.
I think he's like 31. Okay. That's my guess.
29.
Fuck.
You guys.
I was closer. I win by Price is Right rules.
Yeah, you do.
So Pajot is the first player that comes to mind when I think of him is Pierre Edouard Velmar. Like very, very reliable 2-way player, wins face-off. And like, when you look at it, it's like, Pierre
you know
Edouard
how
is
old
not
that
getting
guy
paid
is?
$5 million. He's like 37.
He's 37. Yeah.
I didn't think he's been in the league that long.
He's
he's been in the league for a while.
No, he got into the league at 29.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he's been in for a while, but he got in old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's old as balls, but he moves around well.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Getting a fucking cup. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
Good for him.
That Pajot.
Oh wait, he's on Tampa. He's not on.
Yeah,
never mind.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
For some reason, I thought he was on.
He was on Colorado.
That's why. Okay.
He switched over in the off season, which is highly unfortunate.
My brain wasn't completely going insane. All right.
That Pajot contract, it's one of those things, right? When you make it, when the Islanders were putting some pieces together and then went on the playoff runs, you saw it was worth it, right? It's like, okay, reliable center in the playoff runs, like worth the $5 million. Now it's just like, you're trying to whatever the Islanders are doing. Are they rebuilding? Are they not? But I've been kind of ranting. Please don't trade any defensemen, Isles. Please, like any of those guys. I'd love to see more kids come up and play this season. And if you can get rid of one of those weird $5 million contracts between some older dudes, please do that. And that's really all I have to say about the Isle.
All right.
So wait, what would you, if you could get any goal scorer, what would be your preference?
My preference? I would love a Phillip Forsberg.
I think we've asked him this before, and I think you said Forsberg.
Forsberg, yeah.
Interesting.
It's just, I don't know. He plays with that tenacity that I think he just fit it on the aisle as well. You know, Forsberg, you ever see him reverse hit people?
Yeah.
And he's like, he's kind of feisty, kind of like, and he's just such a good shot. Like when I see him on the power play, him and Barzal would just be awesome. I love Johnny Goodro. I don't know. I would take either of them, but Johnny Goodro is. I feel like it'd be the same thing as Barzal. He'd be like flying around everywhere trying to score, and then who would be around him?
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
What if Barzal is around him?
On the power play, or that'd be great. That'd be very nice.
Is Barzal a winger?
I prefer Barzal.
What is he?
Barzal.
Is he a wing? Or is he a center?
Thought he was a center.
I'm pretty sure he's a center.
So play him with Forsberg on his wing.
Well, isn't Goodro a winger too? You could do that too.
Ball off.
I don't know about. I actually don't know if Goodro's a winger.
I'm not positive. I can't think off the top of my head. No.
Me neither. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I thought Barzell though. I don't know. He is strictly a center. I wasn't sure if he could center and wing, but yeah, he's strictly a center.
I'm not gonna lie. I really only ever know if players are center, and then if a person's a wing, I can never have it in my head which wing he is. Other than I always know Alex Ovechkin is right wing. That's it.
Wait, you're wrong.
I thought he was.
He's left wing. He's left wing for his booming ass.
I thought he only did that on the penalty shot.
Oh, you know what? You might be right.
Yeah,
I might. You know what? You're right. I'm thinking of another Russian who plays the off wing. Cooch plays the off wing.
Yeah, because he can get the 1P.
I don't know if
I might be wrong.
Does that,
I don't know.
Fucking shoot it ever.
That might also, if I am wrong, that just more so proves the point. I never remember who plays what wing. And that's Brendan Gallagher, I know, plays right wing. That's one I remember. He plays right wing. I know that because he's been on the Habs right wing for fucking ages.
There you go. You know what? I gotta look that up, dude.
I might be wrong. It's gonna be even funnier if I am.
Is it on Cap Friendly? Does it show it on Cap Friendly? Oh, it does.
Yes, it does. It does.
Yeah, he's a left winger. Yeah, Ovechkin's a left winger.
Okay. I am wrong. Cool. Proves my point even more.
Yeah.
So guys,
is that all you got, Rick?
Fuck,
I have one more. I have one more thing.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you guys follow. Oh my God! What, Ben? You would know this. The Memorial Cup that was just won by the St. John Sea Dogs. What league is that? The
CHL.
So the Memorial Cup is the tournament that the CHL holds, but the CHL is kind of weird because it's like an umbrella over a bunch of junior leagues. Because the premise of the Memorial Cup is the winner of the WHL's championship, the winner of the OHL's championship, and the winner of the QMJHL's championship, as well as the team from the host city, play.
It's really weird.
It's weird, and everybody always argues about it every year too.
Every year.
But the team of the host city, and they all play in a tournament for like a big granddaddy championship, like the bigger championship, the Memorial Cup. The host city one always struck me as weird. St. John's was the host city this year. They, I don't think, made it out of the first round of their own playoffs, and then won it as the host city. If I remember
that's
correctly.
What people are arguing.
It's such a strange tournament.
What? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. And everybody always says it's weird every year, and then it just keeps happening.
Some salty dude was like, St. John's won and they got 38 days of rest. This is stupid. And then
I'm pretty sure
in the comments, I'm like,
I agree. No,
I don't know how long it's
but
been
also
how long it's been getting presented.
That's talk. Unless you're like that big of a fan of your freaking AHL caliber hockey team.
Well, listen, dude, if the River Rats were still here, I'd probably be a huge River Rats fan. But they aren't still here, goddammit.
That's AHL.
That's true.
I gotta head over to Syracuse.
That was AHL, I think.
A Crunch fan. Yeah, no, it was, yeah.
Yeah, no, we were making. Yeah, we're just.
That was.
Oh, sorry.
That was Carolina. Something. That was Carolina's team back in the day.
Yeah.
Really?
No, that's.
I think so. Yeah.
That's good that people discuss these things. Maybe we can get that changed one day. But that's not the point. So the Islanders have a prospect, William Dufour. I don't know if you guys have heard about him. So the Islanders need goal scoring, right? Probably. William Dufour in, I think, the second to last game.
Hattie.
Or no, the game to send. No, not a Hattie. 4-goal game.
Oh.
In a game in the playoff. Yes. Man cannot stop scoring. In the 2021-22 season, this year, for the St. John Sea Dogs, he, in 66 games played, had 56 goals and 60 assists for 116 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Junior numbers do get stupid sometimes.
Yes.
That's pretty stupid.
Exactly. So when you see it stupid, it's like, okay, obviously, he's not going to just do that in the NHL, but that's awesome. A guy who can score, like just complete offensive powerhouse. I don't care what his defensive metrics are.
Yeah. Like, okay, so that's 56 and 66. Imagine even if he, obviously they're inflated because junior or whatever. Even if he can get like 35 goals.
Yeah. So like
Probably
here's
won't
my
the first year up.
Well,
but
no,
no,
but
no.
he'll get there.
yeah.
Yeah, but here's my thing, right? The
Ideally.
Islanders do have like Kiefer Bellows and Wallstrom. I know they have some guys that kind of struggled a little bit. Wallstrom kind of struggled towards the end of the season, but like you got some compared to teams like the Kings, the Lightning, right? Like those teams always seem to have prospects. Even the Penguins, they have prospects that just come up and do well. Like, hey, like start trying to like work those guys in. I would love to see a focus with a guy like that. Like, don't make it Josh Hosang 2.0. Like, please don't do that. Like, actually, I'd want to see something like that. I think I'd love to see it from an organization run by Lou because, everyone's like, oh, legendary hockey, yada. So it's like, all right, so you're faced with adversity here. You have some tough decisions. Like, what are you going to do? But it's really exciting seeing a young kid like that light it up. And I hope Matt Barzal's excited too because then maybe he'll stick around. That'd be very nice. Very nice if he did that. But that's the last thing I have on the Isles, guys. William DeFord. And the St. John Sea Dogs won the Memorial Cup. So he's a Memorial Cup champion.
Well done. Well done, St. John's.
Congrats, buddy. Please stay with the Islanders. Please come up and score some goals. That'd be very nice.
Please do.
Please do. Oh, yeah.
All right. We'll head over to Benny.
That's me.
Who ironically is the youngest of us all.
This is true.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got for us, Benny? Number one pick in the draft. Will it be?
What's the deal
will
with
it
that,
be
Ben?
right?
My least favorite person on Twitter these days is Grant Mccagg. He's a former Habs scout from like the early 2000s. So if the early 2000s Habs should tell you anything, it's don't trust his opinions.
Oh boy.
Oh,
boy.
And he runs like this paid subscription like news website, but it's really just more of a blog of his opinions. And he has like been on this. But yes, well, to give you a taste, there was a screenshot of a tweet he has since deleted that's been going around Habs Twitter since this has all been going about, where back in McDavid's draft year, he said, Dylan Strom's going to be better come back and check on it in like a few years. I'm going to be the one who's laughing.
I saw that.
Said that was a better choice than McDavid. This is the guy we're working with.
That's the caliber of just knowledge and IQ that this guy's rocking.
Yeah,
I didn't see that, and if people can see my face,
and even better was well, he's been on this tirade for like a couple months now, being like, it's not fucking right. He's terrible. He's not great defensively. I'm gonna cherry pick like 5 highlights from a couple games where he didn't look great because his team is shit. And oh yeah, this is the worst player ever. Why would you want him? Meanwhile, I think he had like 90 something points in like 60 something games in an off year. Oh no. And the other one that was going around, he's been pushing like, oh, the Habs are gonna take Uri Slafkovsky. This fucking winger who has like only come to prominence from like a few recent international tournaments where he's done really well. And before that, it was Shane Wright by a mile. So it's definitely a good thing to base your opinions off 2 tournaments worth of play. This is a great decision, yeah. But the thing that made me laugh the hardest the other day was when he tweeted, he like linked to something and was like, this is the game that made me decide Uri is the absolute number 1 in the World Hockey Championship against Kazakhstan. And I'm like,
no.
Yes, 100% genuine.
Are you
he
sure
said
that this isn't a troll?
No, it's not. That's why everybody on Habs Twitter is like roasting the fuck. Like,
oh boy,
because like I just saw that and I was like, you honestly typed that out, and we're like, yep, this is it, yeah. And it's in the fucking World Hockey Championship, the one at the end of the year that anybody barely cares about going to. And it was against Kazakhstan.
The one that I didn't even know was happening. And I started seeing shit on Twitter. And I was like, oh, all right.
Keep talking about that. I'm going to look up Kazakhstan hockey's overall record.
It's not good, to be blunt. But yeah, so he's been stirring up a bit. Thing that made me a little more nervous was when Bob McKenzie even moved Yuri Slafkovsky up in his list above Shane Wright.
What?
And Bob McKenzie has been right about every first overall pick since 2009.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I wasn't scared until that happened. But then also,
But Bob McKenzie's smart.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So maybe that could be okay.
He's not saying that's who he'd pick. He's saying he does his list of who he thinks is going.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this isn't like who he thinks is the better player. This is who he's like gathered is maybe going to be picked. Okay.
Yes, because he was like saying when he was talking about it when it first dropped, he was like, he said, "Oh, between all the scouts I was talking to about who's going to go or whatever, the ratio was basically like if I talked to 10 scouts, like 6-4 would say one guy, but then you talk to 10 other scouts, it might go the other way. It's that close kind of thing."
Huh.
So I don't know if that means anything. The other thing is that there's been several mentions of the fact that, well, one, the Habs brought Shane Wright out to dinner. They didn't bring Juraj Slafkovsky out to dinner. And also, it's been reported that Shane Wright's talked to Martin St. Louis and Vinny Lecavalier since. He's talking to all these. He's been talking to all these guys that are in the Habs organization.
Bolts legends.
Yes. Fuck. They went back home.
God damn it.
And so like and then also the other part that was there was a couple rumors from a couple decently like reputable reporters that were saying like, oh, the Habs might be leveraging like who they might pick in order to maybe get the second overall, like different like pick like trade situations where like it sounds like they might be playing mind games and they're still just going to go for Wright based on what LeBrun was saying the other night. I don't know. I hope they go for Wright because I have watched these Habs not have good center depth for all of my hockey watching life. And good God, just give me a situation where I can have a 1-2 punch of Nick Suzuki and Shane Wright.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. I just want it. I just want two really good centers. I just want it. Please.
Dude, look at Ben and I, right? Ben's like, I have one good player. I just want another. Clearly, yeah. I have same with me. My team is one good player. Just give me one more dude.
Yeah.
Also, I have some Kazakhstan stats.
Okay, give it to us.
They have never been ranked higher internationally than 10, or sorry, finished higher than 10 in an international. Lower, higher, which is they've never the 10th place is the closest they've gotten to first.
Right.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And
cool.
Their biggest defeat was in 2010 against the United States. They lost 10-0.
Oh wow.
And their overall record is 150 wins, 106 losses, and 14 ties.
Wow.
Wait, what was it?
So
150 wins.
Okay.
106 losses.
Yeah.
And 14 ties.
The thing with that is they play in most international competitions in a lower bracket than all of the.
And that is the next thing.
That's the other thing.
Okay.
You're like, wow.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's pretty good.
They play in an entirely different bracket.
I see.
That's the thing.
I see.
Perfect example. They beat Thailand. 52-1. 52-1.
Oh my God! That's almost a goal a minute.
Yeah. So
that is just not fair.
So
end the game.
The moral of the story, other than weird hockey, you guys now know.
What the fuck is that?
I'm sorry, Kazakhstan. I hope your hockey program grows, but no one in the freaking NHL draft
should be taking
could be at number 2 because of their one game against your country. Oh my God. That's great. What was that guy's name again? Grant
McCagg.
Dude, imagine Team Canada versus Team Thailand.
That would not go well.
That shit's like 100-0.
Yeah.
They're scoring a goal every 30 seconds.
You know, practice when goalies warm up and all the pucks are just like going like behind them, because like everyone's shooting at once. You know, that's what it would be like.
Okay.
Did the dude block me? I didn't even tweet at him.
Oh wow, get fucked, Benny.
He does that. That's the thing. He does that. Like everybody's like, oh, everybody gets blocked by him. Yeah. But I didn't even tweet at him.
He's preemptive.
Your bio says the word Habs in it, so he's like, this guy already doesn't like.
Honestly, yeah.
Or your handle, not your bio. Does your bio say Habs?
Well, his handle is
My handle is
Habs fan.
Habs43. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, not his
Benny's
bio.
been known as Habs fan 43 since like 2007 or 2008.
2009.
As soon as he got into the
I think
internet.
that's when I made my PS3, my PSN name, Habs fan 43. Although, granted, I was 43 Habs fan on YouTube earlier than that. I think
that's right. Okay, so
because Habs fan 43 was taken on YouTube. So I just was
that
like,
dirty bastard.
Ooh, flip it around.
I have a question for you, Ben.
Yes.
When in the hell did Lecavalier get into the Habs organization? Because it rings a bell now, but I have no idea what he's doing and when he got there.
The thing is, it was such a little, not that descriptive news conference when it happened. I think it was in March.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't know. Right. Sometime around there when all the hirings and changes were happening, and he got hired in some player development role. I think. I don't know. It was even in his press conference when he got hired on, he was like, we're gonna kind of figure out what my role is gonna be here. I don't. It was just. Honestly, I think they're just trying to get a front office that has sway and has pull. They're trying to make Montreal a place to come.
Okay.
Is their way of it, and they're trying to build that culture up. And honestly, they've stated it as they've stated that their mission is to build up such a big prospect pool that they can be like a Tampa or a Pittsburgh, where if a guy goes down, you just have some fucking dude from the AHL generated names to just come in and be good. And that's kind of what all their trades have been geared towards too so far. Was every trade has pretty much been either one or the other, or a package of a semi-established decent prospect and a pick, or just one of the two.
Yeah.
That's been every trade they've made since they came on, and they've made a lot of them, and they've almost all been good. Right. So I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to know that they seem to have actual competent management running the show now. I don't know. It's nice.
All right.
And also, there's been so much fucking reporting that they're trying to get in on a second top 10 pick for some trade. They're trying to make a splash. So I think Wednesday or Thursday might be interesting for the Habs coming up.
That'd be a good
Thursday's the first round, and also if you can get 2 picks and high up in the top 10 at home in your own barn, get everybody going. Oh, come on! Especially if you do right, please fucking do right. Please just draft Shane Wright. That's my thoughts.
All right. Could they get? The Habs. Could they get? What are the pick? What's the pick lineup here? 2022.
If anything, they're probably going to be looking in the 6 to 10 range. I don't see them going higher than that for the second one. That's just me entirely speculating, but that would make sense to me. You don't, if you want to just kind of get in on something because you see a guy at a certain spot, yeah, sure, but don't go nuts with it if you don't have to.
Okay. All right, so let's see. Oh. Well, Josh Anderson. You could probably get a first rounder for Josh Anderson.
If you find the right GM.
Philly. 5th overall.
That might be the right GM. Chuck Fletcher might be the right GM.
Send him back.
If you can get in on that before free agency opens, I'm just tidying it up. I don't even have to worry about getting somebody on the open market. Here's my forward.
Or Senators. Senators have to hit the cap floor.
They wouldn't have to worry about that would be no. I don't.
That'd be a bad move for the Sens. That'd be a bad move for the Sens.
Oh,
I mean, it's a bad move for any team, but we like the Sens here. We don't care about Philly.
On this.
I like the Sens. Come on, Matty J.
I don't know.
The other teams we have in there are Detroit, Buffalo.
Don't trade with Stevie Y.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. And then Anaheim is 10th. Is the 10th pick.
Honestly, then call Philly up.
I think that's a good idea.
Call Philly
That's a
up. It's
very
Chuck
good
Fletcher. Call Philly up.
He's got a long track record of sucking ass.
Yeah.
I don't even care about his track record. I'm just gonna say Rasmus as much as physically can.
Even if you're not going for the 5th overall pick, call Chuck Fletcher up. Call Chuck Fletcher
Always call
anytime you can. Always call Chuck Fletcher.
How you doing, Chuck? What do you got for me today?
Anything we can help you with today? Yeah, well, what can we do for you? That's what I want my Habs to do. Just call Chuck.
Okay. That feels like it should be a t-shirt.
Just call Chuck Fletcher.
Yeah.
Call Chuck. And it's just a Philly logo.
Yeah.
And it's just their record from this year.
Yeah.
All right. So big player move here. RFA Kevin Fiala had a sweet year. And his rights get dealt to the Kings. Right? It was his rights,
Yes.
right? He didn't have any years left on that.
Yeah, it was rights.
Yeah.
Because he had to get signed this year, which was the whole problem.
Yep.
And then he got signed.
Yeah.
Right
So
there.
his rights are sent to the Kings, and the Wild get D prospect, D being defense.
D-bag.
Brock Faber. And they also get the 19th overall pick in 2022. So they got a nice
For the rights of a player, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I heard them talking about an SDP talking about how is it Guerin? Yeah, Bill Guerin was like, I mean, we got a good deal, so we just took it. It's like, yeah, I don't blame you for taking that.
I mean, I think it's a win-win because it's the most like hockey trade, like for one, like everyone always has like crazy like this about like obviously trade comes, everyone has a lot to say about it, but there really is not much to say here other than Bill Guerin, Zach Parise, and oh my god, I can picture his face.
Suter, Ryan Suter.
Yes, Ryan Suter contract buyout.
Yeah,
I'm not against the cap.
I look at that now and I'm like, okay, so what was the plan?
It was to win. It was to win last year when they got bounced in the first round. Yep.
Because I think I was hearing it's like 12 million on the cap this year and 14 the next.
Oh God! What? Wait, is it only 2 years though?
I think so.
Okay, so it's 2 years of shit, and then you get out of there, and then
man. I don't think they had that many more years on their contract. Did they?
2 more years.
Yeah. Or I think they would have been ending around the same time. Like the problem. Like I heard about it. Like the thing was, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's worth more to pay them to not be here than have them here." I guess I don't know what the internal workings of their locker room was like. I heard rumblings about that, so maybe that was part of it. But I don't know. It just feels like they're in a weird spot.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Like they're going to be pretty handcuffed with the situation they're in now. Like even Guerin said it in the press conference. He was like, yeah, we literally knew there was no chance we were going to afford him because of the year he had and the situation we're in. So we're like, yeah, we're going to trade him. Like it sucks to have to be like this amazing player we have the rights to. We just know we can't keep, which I mean, that's everybody in a cap world. But like you knew that this would happen. Like, I don't know. It's weird. They seem to be in a weird spot.
Yeah,
dude, Minnesota fans, like they said on SCPN, feel bad for Minnesota fans seeing your 1-2 punch of Fiala and stuff. Like dang,
that would have been cool.
Dang, but yeah, no, I mean to your point, Ben. Like I feel like Guerin could have. He didn't Chuck Fletcher, and I know that the standards are really low, but like he gets a good D prospect, and then he gets a pick. Like a
nice pick.
He just did a regular GM move. We love to see it. It's refreshing.
Yeah, it's not that great. It's not that bad. It's just good. And then
I would say if you isolate this trade, so if you remove the buyout, that could be questionable.
Yeah.
If you isolate this trade for a dude you're clearly not going to be able to keep, getting the 19th overall pick is pretty goddamn good.
And I don't really know a lot about that prospect, but I heard he was the captain of whatever college team he's on, so he's probably pretty good. So like, it's not bad. I don't know. It just the aura around them is just weird.
Yeah,
I don't know where they're going from here. I'm curious.
Also, if you look at the Kings, I want to talk about the King side of the. Fiala will fit in very nicely.
Kings are going to be fucking good.
Yeah, Fiala will fit in very nicely. Mike, I think was it me and you? They were first team this year for the playoffs.
We had them in there, man, and they made
I
it.
had him win too.
Oh, did
you?
The three of us did that.
I had him win the first round, so that kind of fucked me.
Oh, no.
So I meant like the too early playoff predictions.
Yeah, no, I didn't have him there. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did but you did
I
have
had
them win the
Seattle.
first round. Yeah, me too. Let's go,
Yeah.
Benny. But I was gonna say the Kings, like when they were playing Edmonton, that was the first round. I know it went 7. I know we we joke about Edmonton's defense and their goaltending, but that was the first round of the playoffs. Everyone's fresh, right? All right, we're ready to go. And that was a battle of a series. And the one thing the Kings needed more of was scoring. And Kevin Fiala helps with that.
Can do that. So
the real question is, how are they going to make the space to add Austin Matthews in 2 years when he comes off his Toronto contract?
I believe Kopitar
after 2 more first round exits.
I believe Kopitar's contract is up that year, so that's how. But this was going to be my question. 1, can is the right word. Can the Minnesota Wild make the playoffs this year? Do they have the ability to ride Kirill Kaprizov into the playoffs?
Probably. The West is weaker.
Yeah, it is. My God.
Which is such a flip from like our early days of watching the NHL. It's like an entire turnaround.
It really is.
I mean, what's bound to probably happen.
You remember the years of the Craplantic?
Oh yeah. Oh God, the Atlantic was dog shit.
The Atlantic sucked ass, man. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I think they could. I don't think they're gonna have a strong year as they did this year, but I think they have a decent chance of making it. I don't know if they'll do anything. I think they're honestly just kind of back to their old status as first round, baby. Let's go. And then,
all right.
I'm going to disagree. I'm gonna say they're not.
I could see them. They're on the fence.
I mean, I could also see it
either way.
I could also see them missing. Yeah, but I don't know. I think they could still get there.
And my second question.
Yes.
Well,
unless you have something to say, Eric.
No.
Are the Kings going to be looking at contending for the Cup? I don't see how you say no.
Just because they got their one round of experience this year, it was a good, well played thing. Like, I think they could maybe. Well, I mean, look at the Habs last year. Like any team can do anything at any time, sure.
Very true.
But I could definitely see them maybe getting to like a second or third round. I don't know if they're there. Unless, I mean, there's a long off season. They can do more moves.
That's true.
Oh, okay. I look at the Kings team, and offensively, I definitely think if things like work out this year with Quentin Byfield, some of these young guys, Kempe, Fiala, Kopitar, like, oh yeah, that's looking real.
Oh.
But they're still young on D. I know they have Doughty,
who did not play
in the Edmonton series, but they have a lot of great defensive prospects. I don't know if you guys watch Agent Provocateur, but they just had Sean Dursey on there. Sean Dursey was a Kings defenseman, played in the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
getting power play minutes. He played great, and he's young. Made some mistakes, whatever. He played fantastically. He stepped up. So I think that is why I agree with you, Ben. Like, maybe second round, third round. I don't know. They're one of those teams they could definitely just make a deep run out of nowhere, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, doesn't surprise me. But realistically,
I'd say
guys
kind of figuring it out right now.
Yeah, and also, I really playoff quick is awesome.
Yeah,
he's super awesome. Cal Peterson. I hope he has kind of a weird up and down end of the season. So I hope he can get back to form and be consistent. So defense and goaltending, 2 areas. It's I don't know.
Because God love Jonathan Quick, but at some point it's going to have to be transitioning to Peterson full time kind of situation.
Yes.
So hopefully,
and can he do that? I hope he can.
He do that?
I hope he can. Mike, your thoughts?
Everything you said. I was just gonna say the bigger question mark for me is back in the net, but you already said everything.
So I'm still so jealous that you have Phil.
Phil.
Oh, and Deneau was on that team. Oh, that
the pizza
team.
man.
I think he's locked down for like $5 million a year for like
Yeah.
4. That's so worth it. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's so worth it. And I
I
know
thought
you
it
look
was
at it.
7.
I think it's that much. Is it?
Yeah, maybe not. I thought it was
He's right.
I thought it was 7 times 5, but I might.
I'm gonna
be
say 6.
incorrect.
I'm gonna go in between you guys.
Phil, no.
I'm gonna guess what I already
13.
said.
Friendly, where are you? Come on.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. 5.5. I was wrong.
Okay, 5.5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until
You
26,
were right,
27.
Benny. Benny was
Holy
right.
shit! I think I said 5, but anyway.
Price is
amazing.
right, baby. You win.
So fucking good. Like such a good. I had rose-colored glasses on going into last season. I was like, yeah, this will be fine. I was still trying to get over the fact that they weren't going to have him in that center group. Like, yeah, it'll be fine. That they just took out like the best 5-on-5 player they have in their roster, the Habs. Just they let him walk.
Dude, there's a universe, Ben, where your 3 centers are Nick Suzuki, Phil Deneau, and Shane Wright. Isn't that fucking wild?
This season, this upcoming season.
Ben just looks off into that. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
Well, damn.
And that's coming off of a Stanley Cup because, they won the Stanley Cup. Actually, no, they wouldn't because they wouldn't be getting Shane Wright.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't be getting.
Just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Just kidding. Oh, here's
Well,
a question for you. Are we done with the Kings / Minnesota?
Sure. I don't know.
Here's my question.
Don't know.
It goes back to the Habs. Are the Habs going to be partaking in the Bedard tanking?
I'm honestly not really sure. I don't think they're trying to be amazing this year. They've even St. Louis, when he got his extension, he openly said, am I gonna try to short my players' development and for the sake of winning? Probably not as much this year. We're working on trying to get players learning things and which, oh my God, was the most refreshing fucking thing I've ever heard a coach of the Montreal Canadiens say. I just about got down and cried right there. But
he shat his pants.
It seems like they're going for, but my vibe of it is if they start doing well, they're not going to stop it. Like if you start play, they're not going to just they're not going to strip it down just to tank for Bedard. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to try particularly hard to be like, we're going to contend this year. They're going to be playing with a lot of young guys next year. They're going to probably, even bringing in Dadonov for that Weber contract was a good ad just to have another body, like a decent forward body. Like he's a good forward. I think they're going to do like a few more moves like that, maybe on D and forward, where they just get some guys. There can kind of be some holdovers as the younger guys learn. They already did that with Chris Weidman, bringing him back on the defensive side for really cheap, just to have a guy there, just sort of shelter guys when they need to. But if they start playing well, they're going to play well. Like if they start organically being good, I don't see them stopping. So I don't know. It's going to sort of depend on how things go. And I got to see how the moves of this summer go. Because from everything I've been seeing, I don't think they're done stripping down yet. So if they start to get noticeably worse, even they're seem pretty likely like they're going to send Jeff Petrie out, which as rough of a year as he had this year, he brought it back the last 20 games or so. And also he's still been one of their best defensemen for the last 5 to 6 years. So having him gone is going to be the Phil Deneau of next year.
Yeah. Because he'll be legit on another roster too.
Yeah. So he only has one more year, so it's not like there's that long term of it. And it would make sense to get some assets for him just with where they're at right now. I hope they do. If it's that, I also wouldn't mind him coming back, but if they can get good value for him.
Benny, I would love to see Barron play some more minutes too. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. He seemed really fun when he came in. He had a couple of really nice games. He had a beautiful first goal. Justin Barron got over there in the Archery Lehkonen trade.
Yep. Colorado kid.
Yeah.
Going to be a good young defenseman, I have a feeling.
I hope so.
JB?
They got guys like him. They got Jordan Harris that's going to be looking to make moves. Matthias Norlinder hopefully won't be dicked around as bad as he was this year, and maybe he might make a splash. I guess Joel Edmondson and David Savard are still there. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting year. Let's just say that. At least going into it, I'm fully aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
I know what's going on, and what would make it a lot easier to stand would be getting Shane Wright in that mix, please. I'm just going to keep coming back around to that.
That would be nice.
All right, so here's my my hot take, right? So the Habs, next 2-3 years, a little bit of a rebuild process, right? It comes to fruition. Alexander Radulov leaves the KHL, freaking signs with him. It's the Kovalchuk 2.0.
The Kovalchuk special.
And he just goes nuts. No,
Kovalchuk damn near got them into the playoffs. I mean, I guess they technically got in there after they traded him.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
dude, I'm on the Kings cap friendly. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 RFAs
this year that they got to work
right
out?
now that they need to sign right now.
Who?
Are they all like
on forward? That's on forward.
Oh, I didn't know this.
And then they have 2 more RFAs and 3 UFAs on D. They gotta sign some dudes.
Busy summer.
Yeah.
I don't know nearly enough about the Kings to talk about the cap situation.
No, we don't
they have Victor Arvidsson still. That forward group is freaking nuts.
Yeah, they do. They do.
They're going to be decent. And the Pacific is not strong, so...
man.
Also, yeah,
okay.
you probably heard me, Ben, talking about it last episode. But I was pissing and moaning that because Colorado had a fucking cakewalk to the goddamn Cup final compared to the Tampa's. But
I'm
move on.
You that Nashville was really the only really easy one.
Oh, come on.
Edmonton was easier. Oh, no, I know all of Tampa's teams were really hard, but like they were all very good. I know it was all of the best teams in the Atlantic, and then
it was the first time in history that a team had played 450 win teams in the playoffs. The first time ever.
Florida also.
I don't count Florida. No.
The Panthers play like the Predators. The Predators could have beat.
Washington. It weirdly almost did.
Washington almost did. Yeah.
It feels so weird to say that about a 6-game series, but they really almost did.
Washington shot themselves in the foot over and over again. They missed an empty net. You remember that?
Oh, that empty net.
They missed that empty net. They could have iced the game, and then
that have made it 3-1.
Yes,
it would have been 3-1. Yeah, and instead it was tied.
Sucks.
Yes.
Oh, that really sucks.
It was stupid.
Yes, it was definitely an easier run. That Nashville series alone is like, oh Jesus, like they fucking demolished them.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, I want to talk about the Kings because I actually follow them somewhat.
Yeah.
Those RFAs. So we got Leah Sanderson. He was on the Rangers. Do you guys remember?
He was
with the Rangers.
He was the one who threw his silver medal into the crowd.
Yeah,
World Juniors.
Salty bastard.
when he lost.
So the Kings have enough. They have enough. They have enough. Oh my God, leverage to just kind of be like, you can go, or we could get something for you.
Okay.
Carl Grundstrom, coming off of an ELC, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not.
Doesn't sound like a name that'll be very expensive.
He's 24.
No. Yeah. Brendan Lemieux, fuck that guy. Just maybe not. But
honestly,
fuck that guy.
That's what I'd be doing. That's what I'd be doing.
Probably will bring him back though. He seems to have kind of carved out a spot.
Yes, and he has been. You know what? And he has been good for. You're right. So maybe. All right. So let's say him.
Oh, he's an asshole. You're very right. I just like it seems like they might be interested in keeping him.
The big guy who's going to get paid is Adrian Kempe. That's the big one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that. Yeah. So keep him, and then Gabe Vilardi and Andreas Athanasiou, cheap. Both cheap.
Should be.
Yeah.
I can see that all working out. You're probably going to lose a couple guys out of all that.
Maybe some younger guys, but they have
one or
room
two
to
of them,
play.
but
They have room to play. And then on defense,
John
Dursey. We were just talking about him. He'll probably make 1 point something. He's again coming off of an ELC, I believe, or it's just going to be a cheap contract.
I think that
Oli Mata, you can get rid of him maybe,
but you can't get rid of Alex Edler. You gotta keep that guy.
He's a UFA.
That old bastard.
Alex Elder.
Yeah, Alex Elder.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Goes around Vancouver Twitter every once in a while.
So I look at that, and it's just like, the Kings can figure it out. Definitely a lot to do, but they can definitely figure it out. And their forwards, Victor Arvidsson, or let's go through them. Anze Kopitar, Kevin Fiala, Phil Deneau, Victor Arvidsson, Alex Iafallo, Quentin Byfield.
That's a good
Adrian
offense,
Kempe.
for sure.
Dang.
That's a good offense.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Listen to this, though. Defense.
They might be able to tear up the Pacific, I think.
Defense.
Total.
Who the hell are these
Total
guys?
cap hit. 5.6 million.
Yeah.
On their defense
they're
side.
kids.
IR right now, right?
Oh,
And
yeah,
Dowdy's
because
on
Dowdy's
IR,
hurt.
yeah.
Yep, I forgot about Dowdy.
They're all kids. They're literally all kids.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and dude, the fact again, all kids took Edmonton to 7 games. Damn.
Yeah, they could have had that series too.
Oh, very,
it wasn't
very
like
easily.
it was. Yeah, it was a good year for them. No
That
doubt.
second McDavid goal in that game,
Oh my
it
God.
still pisses me off because the Kings just stood around.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's
Yeah,
Connor
someone
McDavid,
was-
One
but
of
do
them thought
something,
there was going to be
bruh.
a penalty called
Yeah,
there.
it was Dersey. It was Dersey.
Yeah.
Thought there was gonna. Yeah, he was screaming.
You play until the whistle.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yes,
There
but
Well,
we
that's
go. He
why-
learned it. He learned it.
that's why Dersey's only getting 1.5 mil.
How close do I have to get to the fucking camera?
Also, it's the playoffs. They're not stopping. You should never have. If you're in the playoffs, you should never have the thought in your head. Oh yeah, I'm gonna think they're stopping it here.
Yeah,
you should
no.
always be like,
Until you hear
Yeah.
that tweet. And even if you
Yeah.
hear that tweet,
just keep doing it anyway.
wait until
Also,
everybody else stops.
When Mike says tweet, we don't mean from the app Twitter. We do mean the sound of the whistle.
Tweet, tweet.
Yeah, that's just how it sounds.
Yep.
I'm just being an asshole. Just ignore me.
All right. You guys want to zoom through some coaching appointments?
Oh yeah.
Yes, first one. Detroit. That was the one we forgot pre-episode. Detroit.
I did
Mike.
remember that
Mike.
and write it. I did write it down.
Okay, Mike.
So this.
Who
Okay,
knows,
so
dude?
assistant coach, Derek Lalonde from the Tampa Bay Lightning is going back to his old GM, Stevie Y, to head coach, which is very exciting. He is from our area and not just like Messina. Like he's from like 30 minutes from us.
Oh shit, where?
Brazier Falls.
Oh, what the fuck?
He's from Brazier Falls and he
Whoa.
brought the cup back there and I wasn't there because I was moved here. Um,
Damn, I didn't even
but-
know that. That's
yeah.
cool.
or as the ESPN people say it, Brasher Falls. But I don't blame you because I think there's like 5 people that live there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's literally a local North Country New York boy.
Congrats.
And now he's the head coach. So good for him.
Yeah.
And
Look at
he's been killing it at Tampa. So it's
Yeah.
perfect time for him to step into a head coach role with that
Yeah.
team as well. They'll be set up in a few years. They're gonna be good. It's the same thing
Yeah.
Stevie Y did with Tampa. Same exact
Yeah.
thing.
And it's funny. He's gonna get them like 3 or 4 years down the road. They're gonna be fucking amazing, and then they're
Then
gonna
he'll leave.
have a couple playoff exits, and then he leaves to go fix another team, and then
Yep.
they'll get a couple a year later.
Where does he
Book
go
it.
to fix it? That's the question. Where does Stevie Y go
Hmm.
after this team? You got to think.
Will Arizona
Seattle.
be in their new arena?
Seattle.
yet?
Seattle.
Arizona in their new Seattle.
No.
I wonder how. Well, no,
Because he
This
didn't
is-
go.
I
Because
know.
Detroit wasn't bottom of the barrel, were they?
no.
They were
no.
like mid
They
bottom.
were, and also that was his home. Like that's
Oh,
like
yeah, that's
where
true.
he like
I forgot about that.
he has some ties there. Like it makes sense.
I forgot about that.
But I don't know. It'd be interesting. Like I would love to see him do something crazy like that, where he's like, "Nah, I want a fucking challenge. I'm fixing this team."
This is
like,
too easy.
Like that would be cool because
That would be
he's
cool.
so fucking smart. Like he's such
so
a good GM.
good. He's so good.
He's such a good GM. He's the rare like player to GM thing where it's like, oh, holy shit, no, like they're great. Like sometimes they're okay, a lot of times they're bad, and then sometimes it's just him where he's like GM
I mean-
God.
Also, Joe Sakic.
Joe Sakic as well.
Joe
Joe Sakic's
Sakic.
pretty fucking good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Very good
Pretty
point. Yeah, because I mean, you got to think. I mean, with what Yzerman did with Tampa and what he's now doing with Detroit, if he brings Detroit back and they're like a contender again, you got to think he's like best GM in the league, despite the fact that he doesn't ever get the award.
Yeah.
You got to think
I
he's
mean,
got to be one of the best.
Because the way the NHL's awards are awarded is
Yeah,
really dumb.
It's dumb.
But yeah, no, like because I mean, yes, he was gone before Tampa actually got there, but it was very, I mean, you would probably know it too, Mike. It seems like it was very, Yzerman built like 85% of it, and then Julien Brisebois did the like 2 or 3 different moves at each trade deadline that sort of like completed it, and then they won.
I don't even know if 85%. It was like two players each year. Or no, it wasn't even. It was 2 players in the 1 year, and then they had him for that extra season.
Yep, you're right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was Yzerman's fingerprints are all over that team. They still are.
Yeah. So he's really good.
Yep.
And I would expect Detroit to be back in it probably. It's annoying because they're probably going to be getting back in it around the same time the Habs are trying to get back in it. So that's going to be annoying. But it's also probably going to be, well, depending on how the next couple playoffs go for Toronto, and then just with time with Tampa, it might be when they're sort of
on their downhill.
I would laugh so hard if Austin Matthews leaves. Anyway.
I mean, do you want to talk about that right now?
Why? Do we want
just real quick?
Wait.
I was just shit talking.
Rick Bowness to.
Oh yeah. Let's do the coaching. Yeah.
Rick Bowness, Winnipeg.
We'll save that.
Rick Bowness is very defensive-minded. I don't know why they did that, but also maybe he was one of the.
To me.
Yeah.
They could use better defensive structure. The problem is all their defensemen suck.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
They're very bad. Like I don't know. And is he the answer?
Nah.
Like he did some stuff with Dallas. Sorta got him on that run. Ottinger was in their entire plan this year.
He's the temporary answer. He's an NHL coach guy who's now
true.
But also be creative for once.
Yeah, like I want to see the NHL.
I mean, they kind of are. You saw that. Like Luke Richardson has been around, but he's getting a head coaching chance now. That guy with Tampa's been around, Lalonde, right?
Yep.
But he's getting a coaching chance. Like you're seeing a bit of that in the Long Island too. An assistant coach guy gets promoted within. They're seeing some new faces, but like, holy fuck, Rick Bowness, I think has been coaching since like the 80s.
Dude,
he's ancient.
Yeah, I don't think he was a head coach. Or yeah, no, he was he was head coach of the
I want to say
expansion Sens.
He's either been head coaching or assistant coaching for like something like 40 straight years. Like,
yeah, no, you're right. He's been around.
I mean, good for him. Good, you got a job. But is that? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. And did we Jim Montgomery in Boston?
Yeah. So where was he before? Because I don't remember.
Dallas.
So his story was Dallas. He was the one who resigned because he had drinking problems, and then he got back into the league. I think that was it.
Is he done with that then?
Or did he get resigned? Or
did he figure those out then? Hopefully.
I mean, I think so.
He went to rehab. He went to
because that was a few years back.
Yeah,
or that would have been in 2019 because then Rick Bowness took over and then went into the bubble. Anyway, but then he was most recently assistant coaching with St. Louis. And he seemed to have pretty good reputation there from what I was reading. So then he got a chance in Boston. I still don't know what the fuck's going on there with Boston.
They're still going to go for
that extension, so they're and it sounds like Bergeron's coming back for a year.
1 year.
So, but then they still are not going to have McAvoy or Marchand's till like January, I think.
This is surgery, yeah.
Oh, because they're. Oh wow,
they're
really?
They're
it's
out
that
for
long?
extended time.
Whoa!
I want to say I might be wrong on that. It might be shorter, but I know they had long-term recoveries.
I thought at least one of them. I thought McAvoy was the one. I didn't know Marchand.
I think he's pretty extensive too. But anyway, they're going to be missing him for a decent time, and that's a big hit. I don't know. I don't know where they're doing. I'm interested to see where Boston goes.
Me too.
Honestly, I think they're going to fall off faster than Tampa's going to fall off.
Well, fucking, I'd hope so. Listen, Tampa's not as old as you think they are. They seem old,
they're not.
But they've got so many young guys that are still good.
Yeah.
They seem old because we see them in the playoffs every dang year.
Yeah, that's true. Listen, Stamkos has 2 years left on his deal, and then my guess is there's going to be a nice big pay cut.
Yeah.
And he's going to be sticking around anyway, or just retire.
He might retire. He's somebody where he's had enough injury trouble where I think once you get there, I think he might just.
Well, I would say, yeah, but he also just had his best
competitive
year.
as fuck. Yeah, like that's true.
He just had his best year of his career, and
I
he's
don't know. That's going to be intriguing.
He also did not get hurt severely this year. Like he's I think he's figured something out where, like, I don't know, like the Tom Brady method. Maybe he's adopted the Tom Brady method of elasticity.
I have no idea what that is, but cool.
Well, so it's interesting. I actually watched the documentary on him, but it's very yoga-ish. It's like it's about being able to like you stretch a lot and like you're strong, but you're not like lifting weights. Like you're doing a lot of stretching, so you're very flexible, so that when you get hit and you bend
your body does things that you're not supposed to do. Your body's like, oh, we've already done this.
It's a little bit more. It's a little bit less severe. So maybe he's adopted that kind of thing. But whatever, man. Keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
guys. Perfect timing. Austin freaking Matthews, because we've gone through all the coaches. Where have we? Right?
Yes.
The only other one is it Bob or Bill Bugner? Bob Bugner?
Oh yeah,
the Sharks coach.
Sharks coach is
got fired.
He's out.
I don't really have any thoughts. Just it happened. I don't know.
Who's going there?
I heard there was some consternation about the fact that it was so late, where like a lot of the hiring period with coaches has already happened, and then
I heard that as well.
But I don't know. I don't really have many thoughts. I don't pay any attention to San Jose, so I just
same. I have a cool Sharks hat. That's all I have to add to the conversation.
I don't have a Sharks jersey. That should be on my list next.
I'll just say go Kings go. That's my thoughts.
There you go.
All right, so let's do a quick talk about Austin Matthews and because here's the thing. He's other than like Connor McDavid, as far as star power is concerned, it's Austin Matthews.
Yeah.
So
still doesn't need to get 2 NHL covers in 3 years.
Though. Oh my God. I am so pissed off. I am so pissed off that the 2022 cover or the NHL 22 cover wasn't some combination of Lightning players that won back-to-back cups.
Yeah, it should have been. It should have been something Lightning related. But
fuck off. Should have been John Cooper.
Yeah. my least favorite NHL cover of all, Kane and Taves. Hate it.
I think they cut out Kane.
Hate it.
They did because he had some kind of arrest charge or something around the same time.
Thing,
Was that the one? I thought it was like another one after that.
Oh,
but
shit,
anyway,
well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate that there's multiple. So his contract is done in 2 years. So basically, the Leafs have 2 years to show. Oh, we can get to the pinnacle. They have 2 years to show that. If they don't, I think there's 2 teams that he'll be looking at and that I think would be a good fit. And it's really interesting because the way that these 2 teams, their arcs, they're gonna be fucking good.
They're both swinging up at the same time, and I think they are.
And they're both gonna be swinging up at the same time, and they're both the 2 biggest markets in
opposite sides of the country.
Yeah, yeah. So you're thinking the same thing, L.A. and New York.
Yeah, and not the Islanders.
Sorry, Eric.
I'm fucking salty right now. Go on.
But seriously, though.
Yeah.
Especially the Rangers having made the conference final this year, way ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
In 2 years, they're going to be contenders. In LA, I would assume.
I don't know how the one thing I would say would be more in LA's favor, I think, is the contract situations are lining up to be a little more flexible than the Rangers situation will be. So
yeah, because by then they'll have to sign Lafreniere.
Yes.
They'll have to sign Hedl.
Yep.
I've signed Kako, but he hasn't really done much yet, so maybe they'll get a cheap one.
There's one. No, yeah. So I would not be shocked at all to see him go to LA.
Hard. I would laugh so hard,
dude.
But that's just me.
I would as well. But I feel bad for Steve Dangle, man. I feel bad for that whole group.
Yeah. Most Leafs fans
Ben's like,
suck, though.
Honestly, though, I will say I noticed in during that series a lot of Leafs stuff on Twitter, and I was
They're
like,
the
what?
most entitled. They're like, any little thing goes wrong again. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god,
it's very true.
man!
It's very true.
I mean,
Sorry, Leafs
they
fans.
haven't. Yes, I agree with all that, but also when your franchise has that long, and every year, like the data in your face suggests that time, and then that's what it'll do to people.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I would just
But
I
they
have to
the
listen
choice
to.
not to be assholes.
I have to listen to fucking Sportsnet deep throat the entire team every time they play a game against the Habs. I have a little bit of frustration there.
I don't watch the Canadian broadcast of things, so I know people saying that's all they talk about. I have no opinion on that. Like, I just trust what you guys are saying because you guys.
I don't watch that either.
Sure,
okay.
It's because they're the biggest market. More people will have eyeballs on it if they talk about them. But holy fuck, it's bad sometimes.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it is like kind of funny. They talk like the Leafs have so much coverage and they haven't gotten out of the first round since whatever it is, 2004. Jesus H, man. Like
the entire time they were coming back, the Habs are coming back in that series. Like the like audible like. Oh fuck! Yeah, the Habs are doing it. You can hear it, like all of the commentators' voices. No, like the commentators, like they did not want to say a damn thing about them doing anything good. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you, we're winning, you bastards. Anyway,
well,
I'm sure a lot of Toronto fans are very annoyed by Habs fans from time to time too, because there's also a lot of really bad Habs fans on Twitter. Holy shit. But yeah, no, they're frustrating.
Will Austin Matthews get his number 34 on LA?
Anybody else wearing it?
I don't know. But
Victor Robertson wears 33.
He wears 33? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think if they don't make a significant like advancement in the playoffs in the next 2 years, I don't think he stays.
No,
I don't know
there's
why
no way. What is what other than Justin Bieber being your bro? What is the why?
Yeah.
Maybe Toronto's a nice city. But
it's okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's going to Minnesota.
The thing with that is I don't know what they're doing this offseason because it's been all but said that they're not bringing back Jack Campbell. And Peter Mrazek? What are they? I don't know what they're doing. They've told teams that they can start talking to Ilya Mccagg. They're not going to sign him.
I don't know what my favorite thing is on the show. Is when you say a player's name as a question. Peter Mrazek?
I mean, you know what I mean.
I do. I always do.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's goalie is their weak point at this point, and they don't have the cap space or the options out there really to.
I just don't see how they come back with a better roster next year
than they had this year.
Yeah, I don't see a way to do that.
I don't either.
So I don't know. Interesting.
Could we see an ultra collapse where they don't even make the playoffs? Injuries could happen, obviously.
Don't try to talk me into a good time here, Michael.
Listen, the Atlantic is going to be good again. Actually, will it? Is the Atlantic going to be good this year?
Oh yeah, they'll be fine.
I guess
Tampa's going to be good still. Florida's going to be good still. Although true. Paul Maurice.
I mean, he got that. How good did they do in the playoffs that one year? Was he there that one year?
With Winnipeg, we got into the conference finals where Marc-Andre Fleury promptly said "fuck you." But I don't know. Yes, he's experienced. He's had some good runs. Seems to be like, I don't know. I felt it was a very uninspiring choice. I was just like, okay.
I could see. Yeah, I mean, he's good. Well, here's the thing. He'll be better than what's his name, I would assume, because the other guy didn't have Burnett didn't have all that much experience.
Yeah, but I don't hate the idea of
keeping him around.
Giving a guy a chance. Like, because like he had
Yeah.
like that season was insane.
It was.
And then, yeah, it was a little messy, but he got him out of the first round. It's the first time that team's made it out of the first round in, 20 goddamn years?
Yeah, you're right. You're
Like,
actually right, yeah.
Yeah, sure, he got fucking stumped by the Lightning because they're the Lightning, and yeah, John Cooper pantsed him a little bit, but, like, I don't know. Like,
undies and all.
that's so shit. Like, fuck.
Cheeks
He
were
was
out
a
in the wind.
finalist for the Coach of the Year award, which is weird at best some years, but, like, still, it's something. I don't know. That feels weird to me.
Yeah.
It's fine. They can do all the weird stuff they want to. We have their first rounder next year, so go nuts.
Yeah, you suck as much as you want.
Re-sign Ben Sherratt, please. Like, do what you want.
We can talk about that next week. Because they got a
Priest,
lot of
Loney,
dudes. They got a lot
they
of
could
dudes.
re-sign a guy, though.
They got a lot of dudes.
The other news with them was Duclair apparently had an off-season injury.
Yeah,
he got injured and it's going to be like significant. He's going to be out for some months or something.
Like he got injured after the season?
Yep.
Doing what?
I didn't hear that. I just heard
it was hockey.
Was it hockey anyway?
No, I don't know.
That's what I thought. Hold on.
All right.
I guess it makes it a little better because you got to train, and sometimes in training you get injuries. It's not like, but that's just unfortunate for them. I don't know. They're going to be intriguing. The Atlantic, it was so strong this year, but it's weird. You can see some potential for some teams if certain things go wrong. Boston, with how long they're going to be missing some guys, and if certain things go wrong, I could see that being bad. Florida, I have some question marks. I don't know. I remain not convinced about Florida. I stand by my no playoffs pick.
I stand by it. I was just a year early.
Yeah.
Duclair injured his Achilles tendon.
Oh.
That's bad. That's real bad.
Yeah, it's never a good one. Well, boys, we've talked for quite a while about how not that much.
I know. I love that we got on. We're like, oh, there's not that much to talk about, and we're here 2 hours later.
So listen, we'll see everybody next week. Hopefully, we'll have Nick back. Although I think he's still at home. He'll still be at home, so we probably will be doing another 3-way, gentlemen. Hope that's all right.
Nice.
Love a good 3-way.
But
Agreed.
we'll see you guys next week. And next week will be a little bit closer to the draft and a little bit closer to free agency. Might see some more signings.
Draft will be done by next week. Starts Thursday.
Well, shit. Never mind. Draft will be done.
We'll have the draft to talk about.
We will see. We will see.
And trades happen by then.
We'll see if we'll be having a nice tirade from Ben, or if he'll just be happy.
Oh, I'll be ready to go off if it goes one certain way.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.